Hey everybody, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're discussing one of Nickelodeon's best holiday specials in a very long time. It's a SpongeBob Christmas.
As it pays homage to Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the special follows SpongeBob as he must bring the holiday spirit back to Bikini Bottom after Plankton makes fruitcake with Jerktonium and gives it to all the citizens in order to make himself appear nice on Santa's list. Mm-hmm. I loved it. I love this episode. Absolutely loved it.
The last one they had, if you watch a lot of SpongeBob, was back when it was like in its third or fourth season years ago in the 2000s. It was called Christmas Who. Mm-hmm. And that's when they first celebrated Christmas.
Right.
They didn't have that under sea.
Right.
And this one was done in the style of the Santa Claus Coming to Town.
Rankin and Bass.
Right. And it was stop motion instead of the regular 2D animation.
Right. And it was such a refreshing take on SpongeBob animation. Mm-hmm. It was unexpected, and from what you tell me, Tom Kenny got to really... he was in the spotlight in more than one way. So why don't you tell everyone about how he made this Christmas special so special?
Oh, okay. Oh, besides voicing SpongeBob, of course, he got to be Patchy, but instead of him being in the costume, he just got to do two voices at once, voicing Patchy in the stop motion and a bit of Potty. Mm-hmm. And he got to co-write the episode. Yes. And he wrote the song that's sung in there, Don't Be a Jerk, It's Christmas. So, and people have realized, because of the current season of SpongeBob's a little more drastic in his dumb and his idiocy more than usual, and it stopped being funny. But with this special, it was so refreshing because it's like Tom Kenny knew the character better than the person who originally wrote it because of what's happening. And if people were surprised, SpongeBob wasn't a total moron the entire time.
Right.
He was just nice and lovable and sweet, and he cared about others, just like you remember when SpongeBob was first on and was still goofy. And it also had a whole different feel. Like, there was nothing that was mean-spirited about it. Of course, there was that in there, but it wasn't like so harsh where it's like it's just cruel. It's just, it felt like SpongeBob again. And I think he's just worked on the show for so many years. He understands SpongeBob now better than some of the writers they got now on these seasons.
Yes, he is SpongeBob. I mean, there's no SpongeBob without Tom Kenny. So I really loved it. I was so surprised when we saw it. And yes, you're right. This episode, it made sense. It was funny, but it made sense. And it had some really, really funny moments. And of course, you know, my favorite is, you're an idiot, SpongeBob. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I said, you gave all the people in town some fruitcake made by Plankton.
Uh-huh.
You're an idiot.
Uh-huh.
And he couldn't be corrupted because of his tiny brain and his big heart for the holidays. So that's why no matter how much fruitcake he ate, he was still SpongeBob. But everyone who ate it turned into a grouch.
It was like Plankton had made this unending machine of fruitcake. Ugh. I don't know if any of you out there like fruitcake, but I'm sorry. I detest fruitcake.
I tried it, and like, I don't know who invented that. It's like,
fruitcake is really like an old world type of dessert. I mean, it goes back generations. Your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents. And that who has made this dessert popular. So that's who still eats fruitcake.
And our grandmother still eats fruitcake, so sometimes we order it for her. I've tried it, and it's like I'd rather just have cake.
But this was just an awesome episode of SpongeBob. It was so nice to actually sit down and watch SpongeBob, and it felt like we used to when you were little. We actually enjoyed what we were seeing.
And, another standout is that they had Santa Claus in there who wasn't a fish, so that should be shocking. It was voiced by John Goodman.
Yes.
We were actually expecting Ed Asner because almost every special you watch, someone's got Ed Asner as Santa Claus. Whether it's live action or animated, it's always Ed Asner as Santa Claus. Even regular show had Ed Asner as Santa Claus.
And that is one also the best Christmas episodes ever.
Right.
Talk about it.
Right. And another one, of course, be the music. It was actually really catchy. It wasn't just ear-piercingly annoying or just to sell a soundtrack.
Well, that's one of the trademarks of the Rankin and Bass specials. They always had really great songs that were catchy and you would sing along to. The words were meaningful and you just loved it. So this really was a great homage to Rankin and Bass. And brilliant on all levels for Tom Kenny. So, thank you, Tom Kenny.
Yes, he wrote like we said, the one called Don't Be a Jerk, It's Christmas. Yeah.
Did he sing it?
Yeah, yes.
Yo, awesome.
Yes, he does sing on there sometimes. Most of the time they have him singing the silly song. That's why you kind of don't hear it as much. Well, if you remember from the older episodes of SpongeBob, they would have sometimes guest stars voice SpongeBob. All of a sudden, it's this whole nother person, who is this person? That's not Tom Kenny. You don't sound like that. But sometimes when it's the silly songs, or recently like an emotional song for one of their episodes, he does it. But when it's like a big name song, they usually get a bigger singer to do it. And usually it's the joke where he goes, no. All of a sudden he's baritone or something. It's like, what happened between those takes?
Well, I think for me, this particular episode is going to be a part of the holiday viewing from now on because I loved it. I loved it that much, and I know you did too.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, it is a must-see. How many of you have actually seen this Christmas special? Let us know in the comments below. Let us know if you loved it or if you didn't love it. Although I can't see why you would not have loved this episode.
Because, like we said, it feels like SpongeBob, and it hasn't felt like SpongeBob in a long time because of the current writing status of it, and it has gotten better with some recent episodes. But this
like
one,
the zombie, I don't know the name of it, the zombie burger episode that we watched recently.
Right, and the My Leg episode where the guy who always screamed My Leg running gag throughout all the series finally got his own episode, and a partially musical, and it was like one of the best episodes ever.
Right.
And yeah, if you haven't seen it, you should. I think it probably aired every year on TV for the holiday season, like they do with a lot of their Christmas episodes. This, along with Christmas Who. Christmas Who is a great episode of SpongeBob, but this was like the pinnacle of holiday specials for this series and for Nickelodeon because of how much it stood out.
If all else fails, look for it on YouTube, which is where I think you found it.
Yeah, it's in a little odd quality because of copyright from Viacom. So if you don't want to see it on there, you can also buy it on DVD, or you can wait for it to air on TV.
That's right. We await your comments and we await your... Yes, we'll await your holiday cheer.
So, thank you for watching. I'm Mask Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
Meow.
And reporters sitting, flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Get her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to you later on in the form of a rocket.